Hey everyone, it's Diana and I'm back with another video. This time it's about my weight loss, how I lost 170 pounds with gastric bypass surgery. This is a very hard video for me, so please be nice. I'm hoping you guys can be a little understanding on how vulnerable this makes me feel and answering comments and stuff. It really depends on how I feel when I upload this video. So just give me a little grace there and sometime I will get back to you guys. Also, this video is not promoting any weight loss. It's a video just kind of explaining the how, when, where, and why of how I lost this weight, because I do mention it briefly in videos. So it's kind of just like a explainer video. It doesn't go into too many details. It's just a video that I want to use to reference in other videos, because you can clearly look at my older videos versus now, and yeah, you guys have obviously noticed that I've lost weight, so it's just an explanation and that I'm not hiding anything. I am also not a doctor and I don't have any credentials or authority in the science behind weight loss, nutrition, weight loss surgery, so yeah, keep that all in mind. So my highest weight was 318 pounds and now I am fluctuating between 150 and 55 pounds. My backstory is I grew up in a household that, like many other households in the 90s, early 2000s, early 20s, early 2000s, we just didn't have proper nutrition education, didn't have access to the internet like we do now. We just ate what my parents made and what their parents made, didn't know much about nutrition, and also just dealt with body dysmorphia my whole life. I always thought I was overweight. Looking back at pictures, I was just a kid. If I could see myself as a kid standing right in front of me, exactly how I looked back then, I would never in a million years thought that I was overweight. And then came a lot of unhealthy relationship with food, and eventually I became an expert in fad diets, yo-yo dieting, unhealthy ways to lose weight, and my weight always constantly fluctuated. I also mentioned a lot in my videos about undiagnosed ADHD, or how I have it now, and so I personally feel like it was a huge contributing factor as to yo-yo diets, fad diets, trying to lose weight within a short amount of time, and just never being able to stay consistent with anything. So because of all that, especially in my 20s, my self-esteem, mental health just went down the drain. And I got to my highest weight of 318 pounds. So when did things start to change for me? Well, I ended up getting a job at a call center. Yeah. It was really bad. During that time is when my weight got the highest, but because of the company and the benefits, I was able to get counseling and really help with my anxiety and just acknowledging a little bit more about how I wanted my life to look and go through trauma and deal with all that. So that was really the starting point because of that job. It would be a little while until my sister got pregnant with twins, and that's when really things started to change for me in terms of what I wanted to do with my life, how I wanted to show up in the kids' life. It made me think of how unhappy I was in just wanting to set a better example for the twins. I wanted to be the best person, best example in their life, and yeah. So those little stinky butts are a pretty big reason as to why I changed my life. They of course came, and then I got into wanting to pay off my debt, earn more money, and got me into the dental hygiene program. And I used them as a really big motivator to get me through school. In between me finally deciding to go back to school, that whole shebang right before COVID, I had managed to lose 70 pounds twice. So I lost 70 pounds, then I gained it back slowly, very slowly, and then I lost 70 pounds again, and then that's when I kind of started school. And because school was stressful for me, I managed to maintain it for quite a while until COVID hit, and then my anxiety just went through the roof. So I got back to my highest weight after losing 70 pounds twice at 318. I could have been more. By this time I had finished school and I was in that awkward waiting period of waiting to register and get my license and my results and blah, 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 blah. So I knew going into the program I had ADHD and I still wasn't fully medicated, but I somehow struggled through schooling and managed to just make it, just barely make it. I didn't start medication until after I had done school. And in between that time of when I started to when I finally got the surgery, I decided to do the weight loss surgery, which was February 2022. And then I got the surgery in August and I started the pre-op diet in July. So about 6 months, I had only lost 16 pounds. Being medicated, working full time, making a better income, not being able to snack as much because I was working all the time, and the more income, there was less stress for me. Like it started easing up my money anxiety. And so I think that little bit of weight that I lost was just a big sigh of relief. I didn't do anything crazy during that time. I was enrolled in a program to get the surgery done through my province for free, but the same feeling that I had knowing I wanted to go into dental hygiene is the same feeling I had about the surgery. I just knew that the surgery is what I needed. Otherwise, my life was always going to be a up and down, huge battle with trying to lose weight. And honestly, by the time I decided to do the surgery, like just jump into it and pay for it out of pocket, I was really fed up with how much brain space losing weight was taking up. Just so exhausting. I need to switch, you guys. I can't see it. Okay, oh my gosh. My feet are numb. So just to go into why I wanted to get this surgery, goes back to me having ADHD. Because I was unmedicated for so long, I grew up always thinking, why couldn't I do things that other people were doing? Why couldn't I just stick to anything? Being diagnosed with ADHD later in life, you kind of go and think through everything and how life could have been so different if you had not even just the medication, just known that you had ADHD and possibly find better coping mechanisms. But yeah, with ADHD, my time frame is a bit skewed of how I think things. I kind of need instant gratification. I'm very forgetful. It's hard for me to look at the bigger picture. So a lot of other things. So all of this stuff combined made it very hard for me to stay consistent. Not to mention the racing thoughts in my head, lack of energy. I was working out incorrectly in terms of putting a lot of stress on my body, made it harder for me to have any energy to like properly eat. One thing was always kind of stopping me from moving on or seeing the results that I needed to see to keep going. So if I had been diagnosed earlier, like I said, maybe with medication, it would have stopped me from getting to the weight that I was. I ended up with COVID at the end of June 2022, and I just had so many issues come up so quickly right after. It was kind of scary. And like I mentioned before, just how much my brain was constantly always thinking about losing weight. I just couldn't not think about needing to lose weight. It's the OCD in me. And just also a lot of my health issues that were popping up, news, flash, or surprise, I still have those issues, just weren't taken seriously at all. I had a kidney infection and they basically were like, you need to lose weight. The doctor barely touched me when he was assessing for where the pain was located, like literally could just like the lightest little tap on my lower back. I was just tired, honestly, fighting the fight, trying to advocate for myself. It's sad and it makes me upset thinking that there's people suffering and aren't being taken seriously. And it's sad that I had to do this, go to this extreme for some of my stuff to be taken seriously. It is really upsetting, and I don't want to go into too much detail about that. A lot of this stuff played a big role into pushing me to pay out of pocket to get the gastric bypass surgery. I decided pretty quickly that waiting for it to be done free in my province was going to take a while, and I just knew it was the right thing to do, and I don't regret it one bit. If you want to know more about my experience in Mexico and just more details about my surgery, let me know. I'll make a separate video. Was more nervous about talking about this kind of stuff and being attacked for it, because as an overweight person losing weight, just a woman in general, it feels like you can't do anything right. So yes, end of August, or sorry, August 13th is when I had my surgery. I went down on August 12th with my parents, surgery the 13th, and I believe I was back home by the 17th, and then working within a couple of days, pretty much with about maybe like 10 days from the surgery, I was back at work. And also like within the hour of the surgery, I was up and walking around. So my surgery experience was great and easy. No complaints there. And at first you don't lose weight as quickly because you're recovering from the surgery. So it took a little while for the weight to really start to come off and to show, but I don't regret it one bit at all. I'm very happy with my decision, and it's changed my life completely. And honestly, the best thing that came out of this surgery is just not having to think about losing weight. It's not one of my goals for this year. Do I have loose skin? Yes, it is what it is. Will I be getting surgery for it? Yes, I will eventually. But my main goal right now is just paying off my debt and getting that condo, and skin surgery can come later. It bothers me, but not to a point where it makes me so upset that I can't live my life. I also wanted to add that I am not like a foodie. I'm not someone that gets excited about trying different foods. So the restriction that this surgery gives you in terms of what foods you can eat doesn't really bother me. Hasn't changed my life at all. But of course, I can go more into pros and cons in another video if you guys are interested. Like I said, this video is just kind of a placeholder, or just there so that I can reference it to people if they have questions or wondering how I lost weight, because it's very obvious if you look at my older videos. If you want more information about it, do a lot of research. I can make more videos about it if you guys are interested in it, but I don't want my channel to be all about weight loss, and I'm doing it as like a pay it forward. I watched a lot of videos on people's experiences before I got my surgery, so I just want to help out those in the future. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna leave that there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.